Oh yeah. Okay, so we are now officially live. But anyway, we're backstage laughing because the last time we got on video together, it went crazy. Remember, I don't know what happened, but I'm out in the patio trying to get some broadband, and you go, Patty, Patty, and I think there was hundreds of people listening that day. I remember all your Brazilian friends. But anyway, if you are new
And
to the History Channel, I'm Patty, and this is Guilherme. He is a 6-time world champion. We're going to talk to him today about everything like isolation. So now, do you get to go out in the water now, just right out of the gate? Do you get to go bodyboarding?
no, no.
Close?
If I do, if you gotta do something, you gotta do it right in 100%. I'm
Oh,
not gonna. Even though I feel like, I feel like a fish out of the water. I'm really feeling like the absence of the ocean right now
yeah.
because
Oh, I
I'm
bet.
also a lifeguard, and
Yeah.
we all been working, but I took a couple of days off.
Uh
But
huh.
anyways, yeah, pipeline is being pumping, the wave is being absolutely
Oh,
phenomenal, and I've
oh.
been scratching and itching myself here. But hey, Patty, I've been doing this for 35 years, and I got a lot of waves and a lot of
Yeah,
barrels,
I
and
know. So,
they're always gonna be there. Pipeline is always gonna be there.
tempo for
The
la
waves.
familia, ¿verdad? Tempo for the familia. Familia. Time for the
Yeah, I
family,
know.
right? Yeah.
Spending a very valuable time with the family right now,
Yeah.
doing stuff
That's
that
cool.
we can't do when we have a full-time job.
I
And
know.
yeah,
That's
it's been
awesome. Well, we're
great.
going to catch up here. First of all, let's start by how we met, how you and I met. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember like 95%, 95%.
Oh, let's see your recollection, and then let's see mine. What was your recollection?
Well, I got sponsored. I signed a contract with Wave Rebel, and I went to California to make boards, and for
Uh
the
huh.
first time to meet George Abu Hamid, the president, and make my model, and and compete the PSAA Bud Pro
Hmm.
Tour. I think it was the Oceanside one,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
what's his name? He came pick me up at the airport. That was a rap. I forgot his name.
John Cash.
Uh, yeah, John Cash.
Yeah,
Yeah,
John Cash. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. John Cash picked me up, and are you gonna stay with Patty? Um, the Patty does the magazine, and and oh, okay, cool. And that's how we met. He dropped me off at your condo in Oceanside, and that's how we met. It was crazy. I was like, whoa.
Well, I remember just a little bit different. I remember going to George saying, "Come to dinner. I want you to meet one of our writers." Okay, and so I go, "Okay," and so he goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Weren't you like about 18 or 17 at the time,
I
or 20?
was 21, 21.
21?
Yeah,
21? Okay.
yeah.
Well, all right. Still, it was 25, 6 years ago." And
I
he
know.
said, "I want you to meet one of my young writers from Brazil." I said, "Okay, that'd be nice. Maybe do a feature on him or something." Okay, because I was doing BIM. So we go to dinner, and you're sitting there, and the next thing I know, he's saying, "Oh yeah, and by the way, he doesn't have a place to stay." So
Oh yeah,
he
I
didn't.
know the
He didn't.
technical stuff. I didn't know. I don't know the behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
he didn't invite me to dinner. He invited me to come pick this little Brazilian boy up and take him home. I said,
Pretty
"Oh
much.
no."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a Brazilian package for you here.
Oh, good. I'll come over and fly over to Hawaii and get it. So anyway, that was so many years ago. For those of you that are watching are going to see this later. It was an amazing time. Of course, I was, running, and I was very active at the time. And of course, to have Guilherme come in and stay with me, we immediately, if you remember, we immediately started going to the gym together and running together and always competing against each other. And I would go, how does a 20-year-old boy compete with a 40-year-old woman? I don't
Yeah,
know. And you
and
always wanted to try to beat me in running and in the gym, and we go back way back on fun stuff like that.
yeah, you couldn't get a worse competitive person to live with you, Patty. You couldn't get anything worse.
I
I'm really
know. I
you
know.
know, from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, you
I
know,
know.
is game on. But I don't
It's
remember
okay.
the time of the to adapt, you know, the adaptation of
Yeah,
us, you know, getting along, because it was the thing connected so naturally, so
I
well.
know. It was. We
Like
were
I
so
felt
both
like part of
competitive.
your family. You embraced me like next day we were like buddies.
I
Like
know. It's like, see, because
like
I'm competitive, he's competitive. We're both way into health foods and working out, so of course we're going to get along. And then uh, the best thing though was I would invite these Hawaiians over to go karting, and we also would go. We would go Malibu race car. It's like a little small NASCAR. So we would go racing. Well, what they didn't know was that I was like, and I'm not saying this in a bragging way, but I'm just saying I was pretty good at it, you know.
yeah,
So
you're the champion. Yeah, you're the champion.
I, oh, okay, good. Well, thank you for come and watch the video later. Somebody just made a comment. So, what I wanted to tell everybody was that this is how competitive Guilherme is. Because I'm in my, I know I was 40 because I remember making a statement later, but I take him down to Malibu Grand Prix, and you have to race the course on a digital timer. And I was like really close to the woman's thing. I mean, almost to the point where I probably could compete. And so I was pretty fast. And these guys that I would bring in from Hawaii didn't like it that I always had faster times, and nobody could ever beat me. But this one time, Guilherme comes over and he beats me by 100th of a second. And you would have thought he won the pipeline. Do you remember that? You went off like you had won pipeline or something. You were so happy to beat me in Grand Prix.
Yeah, because you were bragging about that thing so much. Like I'm the unbeatable. Nobody can beat
I
me.
was
You know,
unbeatable.
you were,
I know.
and I was seeing my time getting faster and faster. And I was getting better and better. I was like, wait a minute, I think I can beat her. Like, you know, I was getting every turn. I was getting you know, everything. I was getting faster and faster and faster. And sure enough, I beat for you by 100 of a second, and he didn't take the win. I was like, that's not a winning. 100 of a second is not a winning. I'm sorry, you did
No,
not beat me. You never took the
no,
beat
but
and the
here's
loss.
where I won. Here's where I won. So I remember it was Sean Manning was driving. It was a bunch of bodyboarders. So I'd taken them all down to the Grand Prix. And so we're in the car, and you're still going off about, I beat Patty, I beat Patty. And I turned around and I said, you know what, GT, you're 20, I'm 40, and you only beat me by 100th of a second. I personally don't, and I'm a woman, and you're a pro athlete. And quite frankly, I don't really consider that big of a deal.
Yeah, but you're a competitive girl too. So
Uh,
I was, you know, because you just because you drag about it so much, that's why I kept on going off on and on and on. I beat you, I
oh
beat
my
you,
God, you spent
because
so.
you. Sorry about that. I didn't want to. I didn't want to get into your shoes. You know, looking
Oh, I'll
back
never
now, I was
forget
like,
that. Oh, I'll never
I was,
forget that. I will never forget looking over in the back seat going, I don't see what the big win is. You know, I think if you'd done it by 10 seconds or like, but 100th of a second on a 40-year-old woman, oh, you just went, everybody went, oh, she moted you.
no, this is a
Oh,
good lesson to the, you know, if you are really good about something, and you know, if you like unbeatable, like, you know, nothing's unbeatable in the world.
yeah.
But if you think you're unbeatable, just keep to yourself. Don't drag about it, because if it's something, somebody comes and beats you all of a sudden, they're gonna go after you and they're gonna hit you hard, and you're not gonna. It's not gonna be easy for you. So just kick back, you know, be honest and be, you know, low key about it, of
Well,
your
that's good
records
advice
of,
to the
you know.
youngsters, you know, because I'm 74 now and you're in your 40s, and, you know, a lot of time has gone by. I mean, you could be a philosopher now and you know, kind of show a little spiritual side to it. But this was when we were young. Oh,
I
man.
know, but
Oh,
as hard as you beat us to be unbeatable, and nobody's gonna, I'm the best. I By the time I beat you, even though it was like minimalist advantage, I went in the same way after you. Like, yeah,
I know. I
you
beat
you
Patty
start
Serrano.
now.
I know.
Where is the unbeatable one? That
Oh
was so cool.
God.
I can't forget that. Like
I know. That's so
that's
cool.
one of our stories. We have
It is.
so many
It
stories
is one of
together.
the stories that we'll always be able to share. And I think too, like the whole running, you know, just the whole years of running together and practicing, and all those years of going to events. And I remember writing something in BIM about how not only were you a good bodyboarder, but you were really decent. You had some decent times in running too. Remember, like some of those races.
Yeah, I'm never been a runner myself. I never like running. I always seen you. I never join you on the runs. Remember,
Yeah,
you wake super early and go to run, and I
yeah.
never joined you. Like I have other interests, other stuff to do, but
Hmm.
um, I I'm really competitive. Anything I do, I just go over. I overreact on anything. I go over myself. And you remember that 10K I ran? I just gonna enter, and then
Yeah.
I went crazy. I ran like I
Oh
never
my
ran
God.
before for what 30 minutes or 25 minutes, whatever it takes
Yeah,
to complete.
yeah.
And my time was really good. I was, oh my God, GT, that was a really good time. I was like, really? Oh yeah, I don't. I was,
I remember you were
really?
like almost vomiting at the end. You're like, geez.
Oh
Oh
yeah, the
yeah,
finish line is the worst part for me because I can't see anybody in front of me.
yeah,
Like.
yeah.
Like
You're on
the
your own.
Ironman I did the 2 years ago was the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
I was in 135 place, out of a 3,000 whatever, and
Hmm.
nobody sprint at the end of the line. In the
No.
Ironman sprinting, are you crazy? Like, you 100 place, dude. What do you want to be 100, 485 or 95? Yeah,
No,
that
what
was
you
me,
don't
Patty.
understand, what don't you wouldn't understand is I was saw the thing, and and for those, I know this is recording, so this is to me totally hilarious because this is how him and I bounce off each other. But like he's like, I've never, I know stride with running, but his arms are like this, and he's focused on that finish line, and his head's back, and his eyes are going back into his sockets, and he's determined to get across that finish line.
Totally off
Oh,
the running posture and running technique ratio. I was completely the opposite. And after I start training for triathlon, I have to start and learn how to run
yeah,
because
yeah.
everything all that
Oh, that's
run I was
right. Yeah,
doing,
that's right.
yeah, you gotta restart
Yeah,
and you gotta rethink everything you do because
yeah,
running is
yeah.
not what you guys think.
No, yeah, that's right.
Running
Well,
is
you did the Ironman too, didn't you?
yeah, I did the Ironman. Yeah,
Yeah,
the Kona.
yeah. So
Yeah,
maybe all that running helped a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
yeah,
it's all
yeah.
like it's all endurance, no matter what. I mean, but
No, no, for sure. That's what helps me. I became a triathlete too. Is
mhm.
my job. I
Yeah,
train every day. We train every day. We lifeguards. We gotta be up to the
yeah,
task every single day. So you gotta be in shape. And summertime here goes. Everything goes really slow
hmm,
down on the North Shore of Hawaii. If you know, summertime there's
yeah,
basically no waves,
yep.
and all we do is intensive training. And I was doing intensive training. I do intensive training every summertime, and coming, just jump on my bike early morning, go to work, 25 miles
Mm.
to work on my bike, and come back another 25 miles. That's 50 miles right there. Sometimes I go from home to Kualoa, so that's
Oh
50
wow,
mione that's 100 miles round trip.
wow,
So
wow. That's let's see,
and
divided by 6. What's that? Hold on, 100 miles. You did biking 100 miles.
yeah, a
Okay, so
day.
that's equivalent to that's 16-mile run. That's pretty intense. 16-mile run if it equated out to running. But
Okay, okay.
so let's go back to Copacabana. Let's go back to Rio and tell us a little. Tell because a lot of kids are now coming up. We're really on this resurgence to try to get more youngsters out on boogie boards. and I say boogie boards because it's kind of like the boogie board revolution. The Kauai people are putting it on a boogie classic, and it's kind of like let's revive the boogie board. And so when did you first see a boogie board in Rio? I mean, where were you? What happened?
I was just talking about the other day. I was a body surfer. I was
Oh,
born and raised in Copacabana, and Copacabana is a really heavy shore break.
mm-hmm.
And I started going with my brother and playing on the waves and body surfing, and throw myself off the edge
Yeah.
and having fun. And one time I saw this guy with the Maori Boogie Aussie, and then I was like, wow, that board is insane. And then back in the days, I remember I was with the styrofoam boards, the big,
Oh
small
yeah.
white ones,
Yeah.
just try to have fun with it. And I saw that Maury Boogie. I was like, oh my god, that's over the top. And that's a dream come true right there. And then this guy, he broke his board and vertical, like not horizontal. Usually people break. He broke like this.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like this, like vertical.
Huh.
So he's just throw on the beach, both parts, and I took half of it. I was like, yeah. Oh, I grabbed one, the other guy grabbed the other one. I was jumping on the waves and
No
start throwing
way.
myself over the edge. Imagine bodyboarding, boogie boarding with the half of the board, but
Oh no
like
way.
vertically, like that's crazy. And then
And
I
did
went
it ride?
home. I was like,
Could you ride it? I mean,
no,
was it catching
no,
waves?
impossible,
Oh,
impossible,
okay.
impossible,
Okay.
impossible. I was just doing what I was doing, like body surfing, throwing myself off the edge with a piece of foam underneath
Wow.
me. Anyways, I went home and I said, Dad, you gotta give me this. And then I show him half of the thing. He was like, oh my God, what is that? And this is a Mori Boogie. And then
Excuse me.
after a couple of weeks, he finally gave up and gave me a brand new Mori Boogie. That's how it started.
And they made it over to
Yeah.
they were in Brazil. You could buy them over there at that time.
Yeah, it was getting
Oh,
big all over the world. The momentum,
yeah.
the whole
Oh, yeah.
Mori Boogie
Yeah.
was
Oh, that's
getting
cool.
big.
Yeah,
It was
that's
getting
cool.
huge.
Cool.
in Brazil.
So, all right. So then you start. So at what point did you go? Oh, I want to. You're starting to get good now. I want to go to America, or I want to go to Hawaii, or something. How old were you at that point?
I started when I was 12, and at the end of that year, I turned 13, I competed a local event that I took last. I lost in the first heat, but
Oh,
and the next event over, a couple months later, I took second place in the nationals in Brazil, and
oh,
oh my God, this thing is getting sick. You start a sport like and you're just having fun out there,
yeah.
and just you don't never think how that thing's gonna play out, and you
No,
never
no.
think like you can even place any good in any event. And that's why I tell people today, I don't like this kind of over coaching, over parenting, coaching things that people does with the kids, and surfing and any other sport.
Mhm.
You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
I think majority of the thing, the human being, he gotta be naturally involved and not forcibly evolve. You know, and with of course the help, coaching help and the daddy
Mhm.
and parenting help does help.
Yeah.
My dad helped me give me my boogie board. My
Yeah.
dad helped me, he's being a sportman, and and really supportive on a sport level. But
Yeah.
everything else I did is myself. I
Yeah.
learned everything on my own, and
Yeah.
that's how I became what I became.
Yeah.
And
Well, the thing I
yeah.
think though too, like with the parents today, it's like they call them like helicopter parents or something, where they're all over the place and trying to do this, that, and the other. But at some point, I think like I remember when you got here, your name was Guilherme Tamega, and at the time we were kind of all into the American thing, and we weren't really like, okay, who's these outsiders coming in? Oh, there's boogie boards in Brazil. Oh, there's boogie boards in Portugal. Oh, Australia. I mean, we really kind of owned it in America. So here you come, and I remember saying, well, first of all, nobody's going to be able to say your name, so why don't we just kind of like rename you? Remember that? And
Yeah.
yeah, and you said that they called you Mega in Brazil or something like that, and I said, well, how about GT? And it stuck, huh? All these years
Yeah.
it's stuck. So hey, somebody just said, so by the way, these comments that I'm putting up on the screen, um, Facebook's not putting your name, or not to embarrass you, so we chose to just, if you want to say something, go ahead, or say hi to Guilherme. We won't. But someone just said, you rock, Patty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody said,
Yeah.
when was the last time you've been on a boogie board? And I went, yeah, when it was a boogie board. No, actually, I wanted to show everybody my board because it's a pink Custom X custom GT template, and I wanted to have it.
Really?
Yeah, you remember that pink
Yeah,
one?
show us.
I've had it. I'm going to put it in the next one. I'll have it up.
Oh,
But
okay, okay.
but anyway, all right. So we're down to you come to America now, and you're staying with George Abu Hamid is sponsoring you from Wave Rebel. You come over, and I didn't. No, you must have come before when I remember you were like 19 or 20. So you came before that then, right? Before you and I met.
Yeah, I came to Hawaii when I was 15.
Wow.
Yeah, and then
What
I was
kid gets to do
coming to
that?
Hawaii ever since. Um, it's
Wow.
just yeah, my best friend in Copacabana. He came to Hawaii the year before. Said he's a older guy. Paulo Passarinho
Yeah.
Bird.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So Bird took a group of kids, all friends. We bodyboard together and said, okay, let's go to next year. Okay, and then we went with Paulo first
Oh,
time
wow.
in 1985.
So what did
I
it feel
cannot.
like as a 15-year-old going out at Pipe?
Felt scary at first. You gotta. Yeah, it was scary. Like because all you hear is stories. People come
Yeah.
back to Brazil. Oh my God, pipeline is this, pipeline is that. You
Yeah.
gotta bottom turn in a different way. You gotta turn your body like this, and
Yeah.
you gotta do like this. And it's a reef on the bottom, super shallow. It's, oh my God! And then
Yeah.
you're a kid hearing all that. I was like, oh my God, can I do that?
And you just took
You
off.
know?
You just took
Yeah.
off.
And then I remember first day was the perfect pipe, like 6 to 8, like picture perfect. Like you cannot draw
Mm,
a more perfect pipeline than I
mm,
was that day. And
wow.
we went like down patrol first thing in the morning. Paddling on the channel, like watch from the side first, and it was getting crowd.
There we
And
go.
then can you hear me?
Yeah, we lost you for a minute. Yeah.
And then I started okay, my audio cut it.
Oh, it
And
did?
then I start watching the waves and start getting confident and start catching the shoulder and start going deeper and deeper and deeper. Wait a minute, I think I can do this. You know, I think I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And my my audio went blank again.
Uh-oh.
Somebody tried to call me right now, and
Oh, it
I
cut you
cut the
off.
audio
Okay.
again.
So do you want me to, you want to just go back and sign
Um,
back on again?
let me put this back.
Okay.
I'll have to restart this.
Okay. So while you're doing that, I will just kind of
Hello.
bring everybody back up to date.
We're having
So
technical difficulties.
Guilherme and I, the last time we got on video together, we were on Instagram, and we had just major stuff like this going on. But it's okay because we always endure because that's who we are, right? Are you picking up the audio now?
Yeah, came back.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. All right. So someone's made a comment, super humble, awesome guy, GT half Aussie was classic story. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so you're out at Pipe. Well, I remember my first wave in Hawaii. I was a little bit older than you were, but I can remember the first thing I remember. I don't know if you remember this or not when you took off, but I remember like people had said this thing Hawaii juice, and I didn't know what that meant. It's like, oh, these waves are like a lot juicier than California. They've just got some juice to it. And I go, okay. And then I remember when I took off, it took me, the wave actually took me. And I remember, oh, that's what they mean about Hawaii juice. Because it actually controls you. I mean, it wants to control you. Am I not right? If you don't get it together,
No, totally. You gotta respect
you do.
the place. You gotta respect Mother Nature. You gotta respect your limits. You gotta respect your fear. We need fear.
Yep.
Fear is totally natural thing to keep you awake and keep your attention and keep you alive.
Yep.
That's what fears is about. But you gotta control the fear so it doesn't control you.
Yep.
So you gotta balance. Everything is balanced.
And that's kind of how it is right
And
now, too, by the way, with the isolation. I mean, a lot of people are living in fear, but we just keep on keeping on, and we'll get through this. So that's a good point, GT. So so you go down there now. So you come back up at 18-ish, and you start competing. And let's see. Now, when was your first Hawaii pipeline event? Do you remember that year? Your first championship?
yeah, that was when I turned 18. You gotta be 18 to compete the pipe
Oh,
event. So I turned
okay.
18. That was my first year. That was 1991 that I took fourth place in my
Oh,
first try.
okay.
I made a final me, Ben, Kainoa, and Mike. Kainoa was winning the heat, and Mike got a really good wave at the end and changed things over again and won just another title for Mike.
Yeah.
Nothing unusual that at that time.
Yeah. No
And
kidding.
yeah, it was unforgettable moment. Like I have a lot of unforgettable moments in
Yeah.
my career, and
So was there
that
any of
was
the championships? You have 6. Are any of them like 1 through 6 more memorable than the others?
the first one we never forget.
Oh, really?
The first time is unbelievable. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
thing, And that was the last year that the world title was disputed on only one event, the Moribuki Pipeline. That was the
Oh,
last year, and then the year after the GOB, the Global Organization of
oh yeah,
Bodyboards, started the tour. So
yeah.
'94 was the last year, the only pipe event world title championship. So I won that. That was the big day. That was a big.
Mm.
I made a BM cover. You did a really nice article
Oh
about
yeah.
the event.
Oh,
Yeah, the pipeline erupt. I don't
oh, okay.
the
See,
blue
we were just going
cover,
through all
the
the.
light blue cover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we were just going through that BIM video I just did the other day. I was going through a bunch of them, kind of reminiscing all this stuff. But God, there. I know that I followed your career quite a bit, but I followed a lot of careers, in bodyboarding, and there's just so much to remember. But I like to hear what you remember because that you are feeling it and you can share it with the younger people. Although, let me stop here for a minute and ask you a question. The state of the competition now is a little bleak. What's your feelings on that?
It is the whole competition. It's I don't know. I'm away for what 2 3 years 4 years now. I
Mhm.
retired from the tour, and it's just there's nothing warm behind it. It's like you need something a base like
Yeah.
I think honestly I think we got to go back to the beaches, the old GOB. That's when were the most successful time of the world tour and the sport in general. Events all over the world. All crowded beaches. To promote the sport again. We got to go back to the drawing board,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And
I felt that all the time. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
I remember you.
what
I
else?
remember you showed me photos when you started working more and started doing clinics on the beach and started promoting the sport of Mori Boogie and
Yeah.
bodyboarding back in the days. And that's what we need. We need a lot
Exactly.
of Patties today.
Thank you.
A lot
Thank
of
you.
Patties.
I'm looking for a
Yeah.
younger person to do it. Now, Joey Gregory in California has started a surf bodyboard camp this summer. Of course, it's kind of maybe it starts in June, but what he's doing is exactly what I'm talking about. And the reason I say that, I've been touting this for about at least 10 years now. You know, just let's go back to the basics. Forget the pro tour. We'll build back up to a pro tour. But let's get this basic thing going. And a lot of people believe in that. But one of the things that I think from a business standpoint, and because we've all kind of become business people from, you know, even bodyboarding, I like the fact that this guy that I watch every Tuesday night called The Prophet, he goes in and invests in business, and every single business that's in trouble, he says, let's go back to the core. What was it that made you popular in the beginning? What was it that people came for in the beginning? Why are your sales declining? Let's go back, and let's reduplicate that, give it a fresh coat of paint or whatever it is. See, and I've been saying that about bodyboarding. We just need to go give it, let's just start over, because you know, I'm 74, you're in your 40s, we're all 50s. Let's get the 8-year-olds. Let's go back to the beach and let's go 8 to 10. Then we'll build up a little amateur tour. Then we'll do a pro tour, and let's just start over. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's
That's
so
why
hard
people.
to get,
I've been through a lot of generations, Patty. You know, I've
yeah,
been through the whole changes of the tour, up and down. I've been
I
through
know.
like what 5, 6, 7 different tours
Yep.
and associations and
Yep.
whatnot.
Yep.
And one basic thing that I always said and always fight for, and people never listens, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You know, I know it's one thing. It's really uh, important with our sport, and really people should look at it again. Is our sport is it's better on a heavy slab waves. I'm talking on a perspective somebody that can surf any kind of wave. You
Mhm.
know, just throw at me, I can do it.
Yeah.
But uh, the sport does look better on a heavy waves. The sport does look better on a rampy. We need ramps. We need that big stuff. We need the
Yeah.
big slabs.
Yeah.
But that's not the reality of the majority of the people. People are gonna look that they're gonna scare the crap
I
out of
know.
them.
Yeah.
The new kid's gonna look at the bodyboard videos and the slab gonna, oh, I'm out of here. What?
Yep.
Look at what those guys are doing. No, thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll try. Maybe something else like skating
Yeah.
or maybe surfing or whatever.
Yeah.
No, guys, no. I don't agree with that. Yes, we gotta have that. We can make the points bigger on that, but we gotta make a broad tour. The
Right.
tour gotta be all over the world.
Yep.
The tour gotta be accessible to the majority, the people that really gonna make our sport bigger and it's gonna make it grow again, which is the new
Mhm.
generation and the basic. Gotta go back to the basic.
Yep.
Otherwise, if you keep trying this super tour thing that
Mhm.
is made for a handful of guys,
Yeah.
you
You're gonna lose
guys gonna
money.
be
And you know,
keep
my guy,
shooting in your foot. You know, keep
exactly.
shooting yourself in the foot.
And that guy, the prophet, you know, if let's say he wanted to go in and invest in the IBA or the APB or whatever it is, he'd look at that and go, hell to the no, no, you know, because why would somebody want to sponsor it? Why would somebody want to invest in it? Because it doesn't have that component. But look at like Sunkist and Gap and all these people that looked at the boogie board and said, that's got some markability to it. Because you're out on
Yeah,
the beach with lots of people, you got the numbers, and until it gets on TV. But I think one of the other places that the sport missed out was not getting in the Olympics, because if you had a controlled wave like, say, a Kelly Slater wave or something in the Olympics, I mean, then there's some people like you and other riders could really perform, you know, where it would be like a sitting in you remember at Schlitterbahn, you sit in the balcony and the grandstands and you watch the performers. That it could have done that if it had been played, the cards had been played right, but the cards weren't played right. So
yeah, I agree. I think bodybuilding should be in the Olympics one day. And imagine like the Schlitterbahn, the flow
oh,
rider
oh,
barrel
that's how
bodyboarding Olympics. You
it
know,
should have
surfing
gone like
cannot do
that.
that.
No, it
We
should
can
have
do
gone
that.
like that.
They cannot. Yeah.
No, but anyway, so it's so much fun to be here at this point. I know because you've been in it for like, 30 years or so, and I've been in it for like 39 years, I think it is. Um, to look at it at this point, and it's just so evident what has to be done. And I always put a call out. Almost every video that I do, I tell people, if there's anyone out there that wants to get involved, that has that love, that stoke, that desire to get your sand between your toes and have fun, this is for you. And it's very rewarding, and it could turn into something very lucrative. Like, we didn't know when Tom first had that little plant making boogie boards that it would be such a big deal, even though it was his vision, that mom, dad, kids, everybody would be on a boogie board. That was his vision. He didn't have the vision of, Bali, waves and Pro Tour or anything like that. That was not his vision. And so today with, boogie boards, I see sometimes a program on TV, they go, oh, like maybe like a travel thing, go, let's go boogie boarding. They still call it boogie boarding, because that's what it is to them, the average person. Mm-hmm. In fact, Tom told me, he says, when you start your bodyboarding magazine, you should call it Boogie Boarding, Patty. I go, I can't do boogie boarding because Whammo owns the name Boogie. You should just call it Boogie Boarding and have a boogie boarding magazine. And looking back, it's probably like someone that did that now could actually do something with it, because we could just start all over with boogie boarding, and I don't know. But this is about you. This is
because boogie boarding is the board that is the attraction of the summertime, where people go to the beach and do boogie boarding.
Yeah,
I never knew, as a Brazilian perspective, point. I never saw the boogie boarding and the bodyboarding. I knew that nobody knew about bodyboarding. What is bodyboarding? Bodybuilder? No, it's bodyboarding. But they knew what's boogie.
And you know what? That kind of makes me think that might have been the pivotal point too, where it shifted. I mean, where like things really shifted, because now you've got the golden era, which was the Wrigley commercials, and remember all the Golden Boys, which is good. You had Pat and Jay and all the Keith and JP Patterson, all the Golden Boys. That was the golden era. And but how do you sustain that is what it is. How do you keep that going like that? Well, that's the difficult part. And so it wasn't able to sustain itself because everyone thought, well, a big pro tour with big prize money is going to keep the sales going. Well, the sales didn't keep going. That's not how you sell boards. That is not how you sell boards. You sell boards by getting the people on the board and saying, enjoy, go out there and enjoy, and then go back to the surf shop or wherever you buy it and go buy one. That's the equation. That's all you have to do to get the sales back up. So now we need someone to get out on the beach and put on these little boogie camps and boogie board camps and start over. And I really hope, to be honest with you, GT, in my lifetime, I get to see it happen. I would love to see it happen. And I wish.
Yeah, we need that.
I wish
all
I
over
could
the world.
Yep,
worldwide.
I wish I could do it. But there are some guys, like I said, there's some guys out here in California that have the stoke to get this thing going, and that's pretty cool. And I know there's some people in Hawaii working, and
all over the world, Patty. There's people like that.
Yeah,
and because bodyboarding, I say to everyone, bodyboarding is the heart. Takes us to the heart, and we do this because we love. We love the little boogie board. We love the feeling of riding the wave, and the feeling that everybody should try, because it's gonna take your life just like took ours.
It did.
To the healthy way, to the happier way, to the distressful way that the ocean provides us. And we gotta bring more people to the ocean and ride the waves.
That's so true.
And it starts on the boogie board. It doesn't start on the 10-foot pipeline.
Yep. Well, I'm glad we agree on that, because I know there's a couple other people that agree on that, and maybe like people like you could pop into some of these camps and stoke people out. Like when you hear about them in Hawaii, like pop in and stoke the kids out. Because I mean, I think like if you took, like with us, we did go-karting and Malibu racing, And the big guys were the NASCAR, but if we had been out at one of our go-kart events that we went to, or Malibu racing, and a NASCAR guy showed up, we'd be over there wanting to probably see who it was. So I think that's kind of how, as the amateur driver. So now the amateur rider, if a pro showed up that they've heard their name somewhere along the line, the world champion, wow, that would really stoke the kids out. So I'm hoping that the people that pick up that new sport, that new camp slash, challenge kind of idea, the jamboree idea, will call on some of the pros to come down and, help out, because I think that'll really stoke the kids out. And the sport really needs it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm totally open to help, and the sport's always going to be my life,
Yeah.
and it's always been and always will be.
Yep.
And I always try to stoke and try to do the best I can to promote and to stoke people out. You know how accessible I am.
Yeah.
There's, and it's easy.
Yep.
It's just everybody gotta get together. We'll see. The tours is getting another direction again right now, next year. I'm not very familiar with what's going on with the Pro Tour right now worldwide, but I think it's just taking another way, another direction again.
Good.
Yeah, the APB is not the
I knew
APB is the riders.
Yeah.
But now there's a league that the promoters put together. The majority of the promoters they're gonna do their own league, and I don't know. It's kind of I don't know what's going on really,
Yeah.
but.
Well,
What I know is we got to go back to the drawing board. That's definitely the key, the key thing.
Let's bring everybody up to date with you. So now we've talked about your early days in Copa and Rio, and coming over to the pipe, and competing in the world championships. So today, tell us what a typical day looks like in your life. I mean, not during the isolation part, but because I know we're all
yeah, I'm a Honolulu City and County lifeguard, so that's my job. I'm a full-time City and County lifeguard, and pretty much I wake up early in the morning, get my breakfast ready, a coffee, get my meals for the day, because I got to spend from 9 to 5:30 every day, 5 days a week. Watching the North Shore beaches of Oahu, and mostly pipeline and rock piles that stretch over there. That's where I work most on the winter time. And it's just a psychologically challenge that every day that's totally, I get thrilled about it. It just amazes me. How much I love challenges. I think life we need new challenges all the time. Otherwise, it's gonna be boring.
Yeah.
Life that's everything perfect, everything everything running well. It's boring. You always gotta find something to to step up in life, to go more and more. New challenges. Oh, this is really motivates me. I might try this. Go try it. Go for it. What else? And this is me, and this is what this job is about: is waking up in the morning and you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And you gotta be ready. You gotta.
So how often do you go back to Brazil?
I try to go every 2 years.
Oh, okay.
Not every year, but every 2 years I try to go to Brazil. I was due this year to go, but with all this thing going on, and it's not gonna happen. But I'm probably gonna go back next year. I want to do more bodyboard trips. Now I had the Mental White boat with GT. I was set to go in a week from now, but everything got canceled. We postponed the trip for next year, as a safety concern, of course. And now the ports, everything's closed anyway. You cannot get in or get out any country right now. And I want to get more into this.
Where was that going? I didn't hear where you said it was going.
I was going to Mentawais, Indonesia.
Oh, Indonesia. Okay. Wow.
Yeah. It's 11 days on the boat. Mentawais is one of the best places for bodyboarding, and it's like a paradise, pretty much, of barrels. and I got, you know, and I think I looking so much forward to this trip because one way is besides me getting perfect wave shoe is more about the people that's going to be in the boat and the people that I want to share everything, all my experience with those
Mm.
people, and show them, show them everything I learned,
Yeah.
from
Totally.
riding a barrel, from riding the wave, from competing, from being
Hmm.
a good human being, for what comes around goes around, and for go to bed go to sleep at night with your your head, you know um, positive, and and you go with a fresh mind every day to bed, knowing that you did a good day. That was a good day in your life, and the physical part, the mental part, and this is what this trip. I want to make it like a $3,000 trip be worth like $100,000 trip for
Wow.
everybody's life
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
gonna be on the boat. That's my goal,
Yeah.
and what I have, the experience I have, and everything I learn and I can share. It's very valuable.
Hmm.
I can tell you, it's very very valuable, and we'll see. I look forward to do it. I want to do maybe one more next year, maybe two trips, and maybe expand that for other parts of the world, other kind of trips, because I I I think I can really be really good thing.
Yeah.
Not
Sounds
only
amazing.
for me, but everybody that's gonna join the trip.
Yeah. That sounds amazing. And so, what is it like living in Hawaii as a Brazilian? I mean, I know I lived in Hawaii and went to school in Hawaii, so I mean, I'm always like everything's palm tree to me, you know. But and I paddled in Hawaii, for a long time with outrigger canoes, and I got treated never ever like a haole. I'm like a, never like a, I was just like got right in with really feeling Hawaiian. But what does it feel like to you living in Hawaii? Do you ever have any? Have they accepted you?
Um, it's always gonna be. It's never gonna be 100%. You
Hmm.
know, the job standpoint of it and the whole thing, but mostly Hawaii's aloha. There's a lot of aloha left here still, believe it or not, Patty.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I think is Hawaii still the most receptible place in the United States, and I feel good.
Yeah.
I don't have no problems with anybody. I have a lot of friends here. If it, and I have no problems over here. I can do my job. I can do my preventatives. I can watch people, and people really respect
Hmm.
not only the lifeguards but myself.
Yeah.
At a
Yeah.
certain point, it doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
If you're doing a good
That's
thing
yeah.
and you're a positive guy and a positive
Yeah.
thing to the society and the community, I
Hmm.
think that's what people should realize. I don't care
Yeah.
where you're from. I don't
Yeah.
care,
Yeah.
anything else. I care who you are, and what you're doing,
Yeah.
and what you can bring to this community, to
Yeah.
the
That's
place you
awesome.
love, you grow up with, whatever.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
it's pretty cool. I love
Yeah.
it over here. I love pipeline. It's all about the wave.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing all this, and this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
It's because of the pipeline.
Yeah.
That wave is magical, and
That's
the
so
connection I
cool.
have with that wave is nothing can
You're
compare.
in your element. You're in your element for the rest of your life then. I mean, you don't have anything really to, get in your way. So what's the next thing then? Now we're kind of winding down. We've been here can you believe, well, chit-chatting for 49 minutes already. It's a long video if anybody want to watch it.
Yeah,
But
I say when it's a good thing, time doesn't matter. Time passed by, you don't even
that's
feel
right.
it. When thing
That's
is
right.
honest and thing is true,
I know
and
Scotty Carter called in the other night, and I looked up at the time thing, and I said, we've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes, and we were just talking just about the old days and stuff. So I knew that
that's so cool.
you and I would get into that too, which is just, the old days, but the new days though. So what's the future now? What do we get? What can you tell everybody about your future? Do you have any thoughts about where you're going or what you're going to do?
Well, I always say people, the future in God's hand. God knows about my future. What I'm worried about is the present. What I'm doing today and tomorrow. But
Hmm.
my life is today,
Hmm.
and today is. I love being a lifeguard. I love to help people. I love to save lives. I love work on my brand, the GT boards. I love to design my stuff. I love to put my brain to work on new things and new rails and new concepts of what I
Nice.
believe it can work,
Hmm.
and being a parent,
Yeah.
raise the kids, the responsibility to make it good human beings and responsible people, organized people, and all around all this. This is pretty much what I've been doing today, and I'm pretty much what is in the future, only God knows, Patty.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's a good. I mean, I'm really. One of the couple of videos that I made were uh, talking about this. I just finished a year of. It's called the Book of Awakening, but it's about just living right in the moment and how to, doing exercises every day to just stay right here, right now. And I really think, to be honest with you, it kind of prepared me for this isolation, because. Um, that I don't know if you realize it, but for me, it came like right up on us. And next thing I know, the governor's saying, okay, everybody over 65's got to stay at home. I mean, in one night, we heard this on the TV. And so I'm going, okay, well, I'm 74. I guess I got to stay home. But like when you're living like right at this moment, that's okay, because I'm already living at home. I can, I got my little craft room and I got my little video area here and I could do all kinds of things. So it didn't really affect me. And then after a month now, 5 weeks, it still hasn't affected me. But that's from living right here, right now. I'm not, when I hear these stories like, oh, this whole thing's about being over 65, you're really, okay, whatever, I mean, let's worry about that when the time comes. Cause like right now, I'm feeling really good. I'm really healthy, and I'm going to just live this moment right now. And this moment with you, and for those of you, like someone says, awesome guys listening from New Zealand, this moment with you, GT, is a moment like in time right now. And I got that kind of emotional with Regina Minetti the other day too. It's like when you have such history with somebody and such a vivid, wonderful past, which we try not to go in that much anyway. We don't try to go to the past that much because we're living right now. But to have a moment with you, especially after we've had so many video glitches when we try to get together, and to have like 52 minutes now with you and hearing you're still stoking people, you're still telling people, enjoy. You haven't, in all the years of all your notoriety and your fame and all that, you never got it never got in the way. It never got in your way. You are still the same GT I met that night in the restaurant with George Mohammed. Nothing's changed. That is really cool, don't you think? That you can
Yeah,
live
Patty.
that, you can live that the whole time. I
Yeah,
just,
Patty. It's just I tell people, the human being, we were born to be happy. If you want to be, you start getting stressed, and let people stress you out.
yeah,
That's not gonna happen, guys. You gotta be happy. We we
yeah,
we came to life to be happy every day, no matter what.
that's
Wake up in the morning, or
right.
look at the mirror. I love you. You gotta love yourself, okay? And
Mhm.
then that start your day. I go to work, and people, I don't want to work with this guy. I don't want to work with that guy. I was
Ugh,
like, really? You let those guys make a day?
yeah.
I make my day. You can come. Anybody can work with me. The guy that I don't get along, the guy that talks shit about me, or the other guy that don't like me. I don't
Mhm.
care. Come work with me, because
Yeah,
he's not gonna make my day. I make my day. My
yeah,
days belong to me.
that's
To
right.
you belong. Your life belong to you.
That's right.
So realize that. Be
You are
humble.
your own experiment. You are your own experiment. You've experienced so much stuff in your lifetime, and it wasn't anything out on that wave when you were charging. It was you experimenting the thrill, the joy, the fear, the whatever it was that you were experimenting at the time. You are the experiment, but the joy is when you can share it with people, which you have been known to do for as long as I can remember. And that is what this person even just typed in. See, we don't have your names on here. I think next time I might just, we could shout out to somebody who says, this is great. People like GT keep this old man who's pushing 60 stoked. Been a fan for many years. That's when you've arrived, to me, is when you can say something out of your mouth that makes, someone stoked. I don't know. That's how I feel.
No, totally.
And
I tell everyone, imagine a world without haters. I love haters. Haters, that's what made me 6-time world champion. Haters that made me everything that I did in my career. Everything I did, and all the accomplishments and the overcome that I did is thanks to them, to the enemy, to the people that try to put you down, the people that try to, you got to get that energy and make it positive for you. Don't let them win. Don't let them, be a winner at the end of the day. You're going to be the winner. You're going to win with their negative. You take the negative, turn into a aggro and even a hate in a good way of beating to overcome the situation. And go use that to advantage. That's why I try to tell to people on my speeches and my talks that I do, and turn things around. Don't let that happen to you. You are stronger than we human beings are stronger than we think. Remember, tell me when that guy that that person that you don't like and that really presses your button and you go like and you start like doing everything, and the guy never, oh my God, what happened to him? And what happened to him is that's the human power, the power that we have inside us, and we all do. But somebody got to go there and press the button. Somebody got to go there and press that aggro button that we all get. And then by the time you know how to deal with the aggro button, no, you don't need to press my button. I'll press it over here and stay away. Stay away from my life. And, you watch. You come close to me, you're going to get beat up, because haters. That's why we connected so well, Betty. And that's why everything we went through and our relationship, which is going to be forever, is true. And because the connection is honest, and we positive people, we help each other. We try to bring good things to each other. We're not here to drag each other or put you away. Oh, don't go run today, Patty. Why are you going to run? It's rainy. Oh, you're gonna run in the rain. Okay, let's go, Patty. Or you're gonna run. Oh, go. You're so awesome. Be positive. Why are you gonna? People. It's much easier to talk shit and talk bad about people. And what about talking good about people? And what I did good. What about what I did good the other day? Why could people concentrate everything I did bad, which is minimal compared to the good thing I did good the other day? So
that's so true. So true.
And that's
when you get my age, you're gonna, like what I believe that something happened as we get older. Some things aren't as important to me. I still have brand new running shoes. Running is still important to me, even though it's harder for me to run as I've gained weight and everything. But it's difficult to run overweight, but it's still fun. And of course, being competitive, I still like to do that too. But the thing that is what happens, and I'm sure I've seen it happen to you over the last 25 years I've known you and stuff. But we start vibrating. We're just matter, and we start vibrating at a different level. And I can remember when you would go down to the events, and this might help some of the younger kids. There would be a group of guys over there, all trying to get charged up, listening to their, headsets and head banging music. And you'd be over on the other end, sitting on the beach on your board, focused out on the water, looking at the channels. Where should I paddle out? And really getting in tune with the ocean. And I tell people this even when I was teaching my business clients. This gentleman can focus better than anyone I've ever met. Because once he sat down and started focusing on where he wanted to be, what he wanted to do on a wave, this, that, and the other. And it's exactly like that in business. It's the same way. you get, the little shiny objects going off, you get distracted, you hear the news, something's happening in the business world. No, just focus on that path, focus on that wave, whatever it is. And I remember I called you and I said, I have a little focus room and where I was working, where I was training people, but I wanted them to come into this little room where they could just learn how to focus. And your picture was up there and it had focus like a tiger, because I have never met anyone as a competitor that can focus like you did. Like you're saying, when you get in that zone, you're there, dude. And no one's going to get you out of that zone. And that, my friends, crosses everything. Sports, business, life, relationships, sales, and even in my sales training, when I taught sales, it's the same thing. If you want your wife to go out to dinner tonight to Chinese food and she wants to go to pizza, if you know some sales techniques, you can teach her, you could, close her on going to have, Chinese food. But that's what I think is so unique about you as a young man in your 40s. You have so much time left to influence people. Like Steve Jackson, luckily he put his name on here. I've heard him talk about you influencing him and what you've done. And that is, I think, maybe perhaps your position in life. And you would think, oh no, it was about bodyboarding and this, that, and the other. But maybe you just had to have that little accolades back there to propel you forward. So it kind of helped. Like if you write a book or you have a CD or something, it helps you propel your voice. But I will tell you what I've learned about having your voice being heard now and where I'm at. When I tell people, like, I've just completed this course on, I want to be heard in my voice. It's not like the sound of my voice or the audibility of my voice. That's not what I mean. I mean what you're saying. When you speak, people will hear you. You have a voice, and then they will go make adjustments to what they just heard. Now, if you don't like my voice and you don't like what I have to say, guess what? The universe, God, whoever you believe in does, Jesus, they heard me. And this is where you feel so comforted, that no matter what you say, you have a voice. But when you're called to have a voice, like you have been, I saw you, GT, at those boogie board camps when you were right in the middle of all those little kids. And I know Steve Jackson, that sounds like he's listening in. He's one of your biggest fans. He's seen you. You know what that means to those little kids? Those little kids will remember that all their lives. All their entire life, they'll remember that. And all you had to have said is one word, and they will remember it. I do know that for a fact. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, that's what I try to concentrate on, the message. I tell people, when you do something, it's not only on bodyboarding or competition or in sports, it's everywhere. It's your tests, it's your exams, your school, your college, your work, and the boss, you don't like it and you got to work with him every single day. You ever thought like going home and try to beat him, try to overcome him, and try to or try to get a different thing and work for his competitor, and then really like take that energy and put in a good way, and be focused 100%. You told me like how focused I was. Like in life, you got to be 100% focused. Everything you do, I tell my kids that. And everything you do, you got to go for the win. You got to go for the win. Oh no, but no, go for the win. Okay, and be 100%. That's what make you better and better and better. That's how you start growing. Okay. Right. If you only do for doing it, or if you do it like 80 or 70 or 60%, of your focus, of your doesn't work. Work. You gotta be 100% all the time. Focus.
Well, I can't believe you're still doing it even at this age, because that's really, really, really cool, and it inspires a lot of people. So now, last we talked about, you're just going to sounds like you're going to stay in Hawaii. You like it there. What about your family and everything? What's going on with all your family? Because a lot of people don't know that much about your family.
I have a wife, 2 kids, and one is they both in ninth grade right now, and it's just a
Nice.
regular thing. Like we try to keep them humble, try to keep them, healthy, try to keep them active, try to follow our heritage and our footsteps here, and try to make our family, healthy and be prepared for what's coming. There's a lot of competition out there, and they're gonna see that, and that's what I'm trying to, prepare them for the battle, what's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah. How's
And
GT bodyboards doing?
GT bodyboards is growing, and not in a really fast pace, but I'm not worried
Yeah.
about making anything bigger,
Yeah.
and I just wanted something truthworthy and something that really connects to me and the people and the bodyboard world and the Brazil and the back in the days and those boards that used to work with us, for us back in the days. And
Oh
today
yeah.
everything changed as far as shape and templates. Everything's changed so much, and I'm trying to bring that back, those magical boards that made us so happy back in the days, which you
Mm,
don't find these days.
mm-mm.
They not that, they all made to the young people, the new generation that is not, is not going to help us, the older guys, the older people. And
Yeah.
it's a difference between the boards and materials and everything today than back in the days. Everything was, the board was thicker, the board was
Yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
Everything is so small and so thin today, and we
Yeah.
can barely stay on it, and we can barely float. And
Yep.
and that's why I try to bring some of my models. Try to bring them back. We also
Oh
made
yeah.
some other models, and it's a challenge. Business is a really big challenge,
Oh
and
yeah.
like I said, they got to be focused the whole time,
Yep.
and I love it. I love it because it challenges me every day as well, and everything that brings me up to the plate.
Mhm.
And I love it. I love it.
That's awesome. Well, I'm going to just open up the telephone lines. If anybody had, before we finish, because we'll probably be saying goodbye here in a minute, but if you have a question for GT, or if you just want to say hi or whatever, write this down, get a pen. It's 760. They won't allow me to type in the chat room for some reason. It's frozen off here. 720. Oh, wait, 760 231 1235. 760-231-1235. Call in and let's say hi. Let's see. Every time I ask people to call in, they always get afraid. They don't want to. We won't even have to say your name if you don't want to. But anyway, yeah. So let's see if we can get anybody to ask you a question. I have I feel like I'm really up to date with Oh, you want to write? Yeah, that's what I could do. I could put it up on the screen, huh? Yeah. Hold on one second. 1 second. Let's do this. Let's see. Nope. I'm trying to get into my little screen here.
I've been reading all the chat here. Pretty cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining in and
Yeah,
be
really.
part of it.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Give us
And
a call. 760-231-1235. Even if it's just to say hi. Love to say hi. I mean,
people can call you.
yeah, and it'll come up in the show. Yeah. I just didn't have
Cool.
time to get it up on the screen, the telephone number, but and they're blocking me out of typing. See how it says just Facebook user? It doesn't show who it is, which is good in a way because some people don't like to have their picture up there. But there's the comment from people. But And I put out a call for calls all the time, and I always call in. Like if a radio show says call in, I call in.
Yeah, be part of it. Yeah, guys, join in. It's
Come
it's
on, say
pretty
hi.
unique opportunity.
We're not going to
But
bite
yeah,
you.
it's really cool,
Oh, there you
Patty.
go.
There you go.
Okay, you're on the line. You want to say your name?
Hey, Patty, it's Steve Jackson.
Hey.
Hey, I knew. I was like, this must be Steve.
To call and say hello. Good to see you in GT. I hope both of you are well, and just wanted to call in and say hello.
Oh, that's awesome. Don't go away because I want to just let everybody know. Steve is out in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, I'm in New Jersey.
Yeah, you're in New Jersey, and then GT's in Hawaii, and I'm in California. So we actually, I don't, it sounds like you might be in your car or something.
No, I'm actually, I'm listening to your podcast on my personal phone.
Oh, okay.
I'm calling you on my business phone.
Oh, okay. Because I actually can bring you into the screen too. I'm doing this new little studio thing where I can bring other guests in too. But I think we'll save that for another time where we get a bunch of people, like a Zoom thing. You know, we can just have a big bodyboarding party. How cool would that be?
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about bringing me on screen right now.
Okay.
I just call in and say what's up.
Well, how long has it been since you've talked to GT?
Probably
It's been quite a long time, yeah. Probably
almost 3 years. So it's been a while.
yeah.
Hear you. That's why.
Years.
Yeah, I had my headsets on. Okay, now he can hear you. Can you hear? Talk.
I think the last time I talked to GT, I was still living down in Rio.
Yeah.
Oh.
How long have you moved back?
I came back at the end of 2017.
Oh, how's everything, Steve? All good?
So I'm hanging in there. Yeah, you know, dealing with quarantine life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy for anybody right now.
Yeah, unless that's what you do anyway, like me. You know, it's like whatever. But I shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, here in New Jersey, they've got the beaches and the boardwalks closed, but you can still surf, so that's a plus.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can you can still surf out in Hawaii too, right?
Good thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, say that again.
I said, as long as you maintain social distancing out in the water, they won't give you a hard time for surfing.
Oh, okay. If you're just tuned in, we're talking to Steve Jackson in New Jersey. He's called in to say hi to his good friend GT. So
yeah.
Go ahead.
In Hawaii, the North Shore beaches are open for surfing as long as you maintain the long distance thing as well. But the beaches, they completely close. You cannot go on the beach. You're gonna be cited if you walk on the beach or walk. It's pretty crazy. There's something unique that's going on with us all over the world, and well, we'll see how this, this goes.
Mm. Yeah, the tourism is in Hawaii is probably really sucking wind right now.
Oh yeah, Hawaii is all about tourists.
Tourism's taking a bit of a hit right now.
Oh yeah.
At least for guys like GT and everybody who's living out that way. You know, North Shore has had a run of April swell, so they've been pretty stoked out there, I would imagine.
That's what he was saying earlier, yeah. It's been great. Well, good, Steve. I sure appreciate you calling in and just saying hi. And I know you've been ill, so I'm glad you're recuperating and feeling better.
Yeah, done with the ICU and the hospital stay and the 14-day quarantine afterwards.
Oh.
And just trying to move forward and get back out in the water as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So the way I look at it, it's kind of a GT mentality. The COVID-19 pandemic, my hospitalization, they're just the hurdles to overcome. Nothing's going to stop me from my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
I'm going to be back out in the water sooner rather than later, and keep pushing forward.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's the spirit, Steve. That's what we want to hear. Yeah.
A lot of positivity there. Thank you, Steve, for calling in too. Appreciate it.
Thanks for taking taking my call. And again, guys, be safe, stay healthy. Love you both.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Love you, Steve.
So cool. So cool. Steve Jackson, really great guy out of North Jersey. For those of you that don't know him, he was involved with the APB, still is, but, you know, taking some time off being ill there for a while. He didn't have COVID, but he had to go through all the COVID stuff. So, I don't envy anybody that has to do that. All right, maybe we'll do one more call. 760. That was very cool. 760-231-1235.
Where you at now, Patty? You in Oceanside?
I'm in Oceanside. Yeah.
All right.
We were the last county in San Diego to close the beaches, so I was down there on with my videoing probably one of the last surf days that everybody was out because they closed all the beaches but Oceanside. So I'm it's on my wall and Patty Serrano wall, and I'm panning, and there's all these people surfing, and here comes the lifeguard boat trying to distance everybody.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
But
keep a distance. Keep a distance.
You can't surf. Come on. Okay, let's see what we say. Let's see. Let's read this one. It's going to cover up our faces, but let's read it. Not at events at North Shore or places like that, but I have wondered why other events don't have a paddle event where parents and kids and everyone could paddle a half mile or something before the contest or during a break of a contest and get a t-shirt and feel like they are part of the event if they aren't a competitive bodyboarder. I love that. I love that. That's pretty cool. Did you hear that?
What was that? I missed that. No.
Well, the writer wrote into why don't they put like a paddle event in in between events and heats, so that people that aren't competitors can at least be part of the event. Now, see that on the day of the new era of bodyboard camp, days at the beach with the bodyboard or whatever you want to call it, that's the kind of stuff we used to do. We would go up to the Halama and have bonfires and tug of war on the sand. I mean, I know it sounds kind of hokey now, but that was the early days of boogie boarding. It was young kids involved, and they loved that kind of stuff. And then we'd camp overnight and, blah, 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 blah. But anyway.
I think I heard that idea before. That's a really good idea. I have a paddle race, a flippers, and a bodyboard run on the sand race. And I think it was Tom Morey even that gave some of those ideas.
Yeah.
Sound kind of crazy, but it's really kind of, if you think about it.
Yeah, well, it would be fun because, I don't know if you remember, the BIA used to have the recreational division, and we would have just people that had never been in a contest before could be in that division. And if they won it, then they had to move on to the A division. But all these kids that had never been in a contest, got their brand new boogie board that's $29, and they want to try it out. They got introduced to the sport. Whether they liked it or not, didn't matter. They could enter the recreational division for as long as they wanted, But anyway, that's, you and I are on the same wavelength when it comes to, how we got to resurrect this sport. But you can do it because you're young. If I was younger, I would be all over it. I would be all over it. But now with my little videos and everything that I'm doing, kind of like in studio, I can get people maybe, aggregating. I can get them moving on stuff, So hopefully that'll be maybe my role, is to just get people moving. Let's get excited.
I know. Let's make things excited.
I know. It's like, come on. Positivity rock.
One of the ideas I gave to the tour 2 years ago was let's make, how the UFC make all this is a fight against one guy against the other, and they how they promote, they start talking shit about each other, and and they go to the weight thing and they put the gloves up and start we gotta try to do something like that in bodyboarding. Get the old guy, it's the old rivalry, back and make a like a match heats, like, you know, let's get it on, you know, GT against Mike, Hubbard against Ben Player,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, Pat Caldo against JP Patterson,
Yeah.
you know, we can go all the way back,
Yeah.
you know, and make this this event with the matches, like
Yeah.
challenging matches,
Yeah. I
and
like
let's get it on, you know,
anything
and like,
vintage people are really into right now. I mean, I'm talking vintage cookware, vintage cars, vintage bodyboards. I mean, vintage is definitely, you know, the way to do it. And that would be, you could really promote something like that. The thing that is so difficult, I'm not even going to be negative about it because I'm going to be positive about it. I think there's somebody out there right now, as we're talking, that has that energy, has that spirit, has that stoke, has that vision to bring it all together. Now, all we need is for them to show up. That's all
yeah,
we're waiting for.
yeah,
We
yeah.
need for you to show up, you know, and you will show up. So that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, I got everybody that was involved into the sport, all this, 40, 50 years of the sport. I don't know how long the sport's been. And let's bring every force, everything, everybody together, and let's stir the pot again.
I got an
Let's
idea.
make it happen.
I got an idea. The battle of the generations, because we have 5 generations. First gen would be like the ones that are almost 60 now. You know, those guys. You know, like maybe like a Tony Prince and something, and then the 50-year-old battle of the 50-year-olds, Scott Evans and Roger Waller. You know, then the 40-year-olds, you and I don't know, Mike Stewart. I don't know how old he is, but yeah, the battle of the generations, and have like 5 events. You know, that'd be fun. That'd be good to watch too. That'd be good to watch.
And use that as a promote the thing, but concentrate on the basics, on the kids, on all the kids, you know, and they're gonna be involved with us. You know, it's gonna be like a big party, a big event. That sounds kind of cool, really cool.
That'd be really fun to have something just fun again. I don't ever recall you ever going on one, but when we had the motorhome, we would go up to like, I vividly remember one at Halama where we had a tug of war and then the watermelon event. Some people remember that one where you put Vaseline or grease or something on a watermelon, then you take it out in the water, and then you have teams, and the team has to bring the watermelon in. Well, guess what? When that watermelon with the Vaseline on it hits the ocean, you can't pick it up. It just squeaks right through your hand. So by the time the watermelon got to the beach, it was in these big chunks.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, because you were trying to get a hold of this watermelon and it would break. So the person that won the team event that brought a chunk of watermelon into the water, it was so much fun. I mean, I can literally remember going underwater and just choking on ocean because I was laughing so hard. You know, it was just so much fun. And we had
that sounds really fun. I never seen that before.
Yeah, I don't even remember where I got the idea. Someone told me about it. But anyway, we had a bonfire where you had to tell a surf story, and it could be true or it could be false. But whoever told the best surf story won a T-shirt or something. I forget what it was. So we all stood up and told these little, you know, like days out in the water, like some kind of whatever. And I can remember Pat Caldwell telling these just amazing, you know, surf stories, and we never knew if they were like for real or not until the end. Whoever won said no, it was false or it was true, you know. So I remember that. We just used to have some really, really good times. Bodyboarding was like, in the early days, it was like almost like a cult, you know, because, and I've said this before, because there was just these people that were into it, and not a whole lot of people didn't know about it. But if you knew about it, you were there. You were at everything that, you know, bodyboarding could, you know, you were touting the gospel of bodyboarding, you know. I mean, it was the early days was like that. And where did these people come from, GT? I don't know. We didn't have Twitter and Facebook, and we didn't have any of that. Where'd they come from? I never will forget where did these people come from?
But the power of the word of mouth, yeah.
Word of mouth, exactly, the best. Well, we've gone through your
So
whole
cool.
life now. So I just want to, first of all, thank you for spending some time with me and having a good time. And I'm looking at, golly, it's like we started at 5 o'clock. It's like 6:34. I mean, I could talk to you all night. And I know
I know.
people will hopefully listen to all of you. I hope they do. But if they just pop in here and there, they're going to get little good nuggets of Guilherme Tamega, who in fact is sitting with us today. How honored are we to have you take the time? I really appreciate you. And this,
No, it's so easy for me to be with you here, Patty.
yeah.
For people that don't know, like Patty is one of the pioneers on the bodyboarding, bodyboarding world, and thanks to her,
Oh,
we here the bodyboard exists, and we are here. And I want to thank you, Patty, for everything you've done to me. You know, without you, I wouldn't be possible. You know, all the help, you know, staying at your home, all the fun we had, every experience, all the support you gave it to me. Um, wouldn't be possible. And I want to thank you so much. I love you so much
no, I love
from
you.
the bottom of my heart. And I will always love you because you helped me, and you're a huge part of my life, my career, the best moments of my life.
Yeah.
And I can't thank you enough. You know, it's gonna be
Oh,
forever. And
don't do that.
and
I got emotional with Regina the other day too. I mean, it's like I get I'm you know, it's like it's good times right now to contemplate what you're talking about. You know, those relationships that we created they'll last forever. They're infinite. You know, they're infinite
no,
relationships.
it's infinite. It's forever. And I always gonna be there for you. And whatever you need from me, you know, always gonna be there for
Maybe a
you. You
place to
can
stay when
count.
we go over to Hawaii.
Yeah, for sure. My place is your place. Mi casa tu casa, always.
I know. I'm just joking. uh, I'll never. Hopefully, I'll be able to get on a plane one of these days.
I know you and plane, yeah. Patty is not a really big fan of planes, but maybe a cruising.
Yeah. After all these cruise ship stuff, yeah. Okay, it's gonna be a while on
I
that.
know,
Hey,
yeah, I know. Yeah.
that's okay. We'll see you at some point. So, is there anything else you'd like to leave us with before we say goodbye?
No, I want to thank everybody that joined. It's really important. You
Really
know,
cool.
it's really cool to be with Patty here. You know,
Yeah.
talking stories. We have a lot to talk about. We need like a couple days to keep up and
Oh, I know.
to keep up with everything we lived, everything we did, and everything it can be done still.
Yeah.
So
Well, this is going to
we
stay a saved video, so people can watch it, you know, later and tap in and get all your little nuggets that that you shared with us today. And I want you to, you know, from a kind of a grandmotherly position, I guess I'm in now. Keep the stoke, you know, just keep the stoke. I mean, there's so many people love you, and I don't see how it ever could run out. And I don't even need to preach it because that's who you are.
yeah
You know.
yeah that's how I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always gonna preach the stoke.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna preach the happiness, and you know, like I said, we're here to be happy no matter what.
Yep.
No matter what.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we got a chance to do this during the time when people have time to tune in, because I know there's going to, by the time the ticker gets done, there'll probably be quite a few people have popped in. So I'm glad that it was during this time when people are home and stuff like that too. So, okay, so I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Say goodbye to GT. You don't have to leave yet, GT, but I'm going to just say goodbye and thank you. Look forward to more of these broadcasts. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing part 2 of Gina Minetti. We didn't get into see how GT and I went for like an hour and 20. We could go for easy another 4 hours if you let us. But,
yeah.
But that's how it is with Gina Minetti too. So we're going to do another one with Gina. And then if you want to be interviewed, some people have given me some recommendations on people that would be good. But what better person to start with the royalty of Janina Minetti and the royalty of Guilherme Tamega? That's the best way for me that I can think of to start. So thank you once again. And thank you, GT, for joining me.
My honor.
Yep. Okay.